Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Liz and I post 2 DIYs each week. Today we're going to be doing a living room makeover. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I've been talking about wanting a new couch for my living room. The couch that I had was just a little too big and we've had it for a while, so it was time to get something new and fresh and better for my space. Everybody wants to see you. Luckily, my mom has been redoing their basement, and so she's going to use my couch in her basement. My new couch is coming from a company called Allform, and I want to thank them for sponsoring today's video. My couch came in just a few days. The shipping was super fast, and it arrived in 7 boxes. Each of the boxes were labeled really easily, like it had one said seat, one said like chaise cushion, so it was really easy to figure out. Once we got all of the boxes unloaded, Chris and I were able to put together this couch in a little under an hour. It was really easy to figure out and not hard at all. Allform sells modular sofas that come in so many different configurations. You can really customize it for whatever you have in your house. The one I went with was the 4-seat sofa with double chaise. So that means that the chaise is going to be on either end. If you're a little skeptical like me to try out a sofa that you purchased online, I totally get it. But the cool thing about Allform is they have a 100-day risk-free trial. So if you don't like it, you're not stuck with it. I also really like how these couches are made in the USA, and I was so excited when I finally got the couch put together. It just fits so much better in my space. I actually have access to my double doors that lead into my front room. Before, my couch was just so big for this space, and this just fits it so much better. So I just love it and so excited about it. Not only can you choose the configuration of your couch, you can also choose the color. I went with the color charcoal, and you can also choose the leg color. So really you can design your own couch. The best part about it was comfortable and it fits my family perfectly. If you'd like to try out Allform's couches, I'm gonna link it down in the description box so you can go check them out. And you can also use my URL, allform.com/Liz. I'm gonna be using my existing pillows on the couch. You guys know I have a ton of pillows, so I'm just gonna use the ones that I had and position them and figure out which way they look the best. I'm gonna add back in the coffee table that I already have. I redid this coffee table just probably a few months ago. I'll link the video down in the description box if you guys are interested in watching it. And then on top of my coffee table, I'm gonna put my tray that I had thrifted, and then this jar that I had thrifted as well, and these little stems I bought from Target. I wanted to add in an additional side table by my Kirkland's chair. You guys, this chair I got at Kirkland's, I love so much. I saw this idea from an Instagrammer called Jenna Sue Design, and she just made over this stool, and I thought it was a great idea. So I picked up the same stool off of Amazon. Link down in the description box, you can go check it out. But it's basically just a natural wood stool that I'm gonna be using as a side table, and the height of it is perfect for putting by a chair, or like a lower couch would work as well. I want this stool to be super distressed, so I'm gonna be kind of banging it up. So I'm gonna use my angle grinder, and I'm just going to grind along the edges of this. And this is going to chip away at the side layer of the stool. I'm also going to be using a set of wire brushes that I got off of Amazon, and these just attach to your drill. These are just going to create holes in your wood, and this is just going to give it an added layer of dimension. You want to make sure that you flip your stool over as well and do the opposite side. That way that you get the under layer as well. Next, I'm just going to use my orbital sander, and I'm going to sand down the whole thing, taking off really any rough edges that I had or created. It's not going to take away the distressing. It's just going to make sure I don't have any rough surfaces. I'm gonna come back in with my angle grinder, and I'm gonna use it on the side to really cut out divots into the wood. This is gonna give me a lot of really neat distressing. Now, I definitely wanted to sand a little bit more. From there, I'll just stain the piece with a dark walnut by Rust-Oleum stain. I'm just gonna wipe the stain on, and then I'm gonna use a clean rag to wipe it off. Now, since my stain is so dark, I want to come in with my hand, just sandpaper, and I'm just going to pull off those areas where I distressed, and that way it's just going to stand out a little bit more. To dress up this table, I'm just going to add in a thrifted book, and then this black lantern that I had on hand, a candle, and then I'll just add a little bit of greenery down around the base. And that's all you need to create a side table. I recently added in a new dresser behind my couch. I'd been looking for one for a while, and I really needed one to store like my kids' crafts and games and things like that. And I will link below how I painted that if you're interested. But on top of my dresser, I wanted some kind of really rustic cutting board to put on there. So that's what I'm gonna be making next. I'm gonna be using a piece of old barnwood. If you don't have this, you can use just a regular board that you have and add in distressing and sanding, and it will look very similar. I had this piece of old barnwood, and I'm just going to measure down 32 inches because on my dresser, that's about how long I needed it. So I didn't want it to be any longer than 32 inches. On either side, I'm gonna measure up 28 inches. And then from each side, I'm gonna measure in 4 inches. I'm gonna draw my lines to connect them so that I have a nice handle for the edge of my cutting board. Now, don't worry if this isn't precise because this is kind of like a handmade rustic cutting board, so it really doesn't have to be perfect. Next, I'm gonna use my jigsaw to cut out the handle. I'm gonna come in with my angle grinder and cut down on the edges of the cutting board, making it look nice and distressed. From there, I'm going to just sand down the entire cutting board. I decided that I wanted to add a little bit of a black stain but didn't have one on hand. So what I did instead was took some black chalk paint that I had and about equal portions of water, and I mixed them together. Then I'm just going to lightly run that black paint over my cutting board and immediately wipe it off. This is just going to give me a nice wash of color, but it's not going to be too overpowering. Once that had a chance to dry, I just added it to the top of my dresser. I think it fits perfectly. And I also added a plant on top. The next thing I wanted to make were some beads to put around the cutting board, but I wanted to change it up and do a little bit different. So I found these geometric beads off of Amazon and I just purchased them in a bag. I'll link them below. And I grabbed some twine that I already had on hand. Now you kind of need like a thinner twine for this, like a thick jute twine's not gonna work. So a thinner twine is what you want to use. And I just pulled off a long portion of my twine. And then for the end of it, I wrapped some Scotch tape around the end so that it would fit through all the beads. So I tied a knot at the end and then I started adding on my beads. Between each bead, I'm going to tie a knot so that there's a knot between each of my beads. And I'm just gonna repeat this all the way down. This is a great and fun activity that you could do by, just listening to a podcast or watching TV or something. Now I didn't use all of the beads in the bag for this, but really just make it as long as you want it to be. I did decide that I wanted to add some tassels to the end. So I came in with my thicker jute twine that I had and I just wrapped it around about the size of like my hand. And there was no real rhyme or reason for this. I just kind of was wrapping it back and forth until it was about the size that I wanted it to be. Then I cut it off and then I took another piece of twine and wrapped it around the top end. And this is going to just hold it all in place. And then I tied it in place. I cut off the ends of the twine that I had put on there. And then I just took the ends of my beads and tied it through my tassels, attached it, and then I just clipped off the ends of my tassels to be about the size I wanted it to be. I just repeated this on both sides. I just wrapped the beads around my cutting board and I think they look so cute sitting out. Next, I wanted to dress up the cabinet that I keep beside my fireplace. In this cabinet, we keep like our router and electronics and things like that over there. So I started with this corbel that I've had on hand. You guys have probably seen it while I'm decorating. And then I have a bunch of thrifted books that are in like blues and greens and neutrals. So I'm just gonna stack up those books in an interesting pattern. On top of that, I wanted to redo some candlesticks. I was sent these wood candlesticks by Hobnobbin on Etsy, and they're just these really great natural candlesticks. I did several steps on these candlesticks, and that's what I love, is I love just adding layers until I get my desired look. It's so fun. And I'm gonna start with a Beryl Brown by Rust-Oleum, and I'm just going to brush it on the candlesticks and wipe it off. I I decided I wanted to add a little bit of white as well. So I'm gonna use my Waverly white chalk paint, kind of wipe it around the candle stands and then brush it off with my rag. And I put very little on there. I did decide I wanted it to be a little bit more brown and I didn't want the white to stick out too much. So I'm gonna be using my Vintage Effects wash in brown and just lightly put that around and wipe it off as well. Once that dried, I put them on top of my books and I love the way they turned out. I used a few more decor pieces to finish decorating around my living room. And here's the final look at how my living room turned out. All right, you guys, you're gonna have to let me know which of these projects was your favorite. I had so much fun doing them and redoing my living room. If you'd like to check out my Allform couch, I'll link it for you down in the description box. If you're new here, make sure you're subscribed. I post 2 DIYs each week. And if you missed our last DIY, I'm gonna link it right here for you. And I'll talk to you guys in our next one. Bye.